A man gently tapped another person's head, and what happened next left everyone around them utterly shocked. The man's head was actually shoved into his own buttocks. Later, under the guidance of his wife, the man went to the hospital. Upon seeing this scene, the doctor expressed that there was no way to help the man recover. The wife, who was standing beside him, started to worry about how she would communicate with her husband in the future. A few days later, the couple finally remembered to report the case to the police station. Even the police were helpless when they saw this situation, as they had never encountered such a bizarre case before. In order to calm the couple's agitated emotions, the police could only follow the procedure and take down their statements first. However, the man's voice could not be heard at all. Then, the wife took out a phone from her bag, which had been modified to resemble an ancient speaking tube. She inserted the other end of the phone into the man. This cruel way of communication made the police feel uncomfortable to watch directly. After establishing normal communication with the man, the police learned that a bald man had done all of this. The true identity of the bald man was actually Satan, the great demon king who ruled the entire hell. Surprisingly, he descended to the human world just for this man. The man's name was Mark, who was born into a single-parent family and lived with his family in a room less than 15 square meters. He worked as a cashier in a supermarket. Mark had no idea that his life was about to change completely. One day, while Mark was using the restroom, the lights in the entire bathroom began to flicker. Then, Satan appeared in front of Mark. Mark wanted to ask him what he wanted, but Satan immediately claimed to be his father. Mark thought he had encountered a madman and wanted to pull up his pants and leave. With a wave of Satan's hand, Mark started to flow like a flood that couldn't be stopped. At this point, Satan revealed the truth. It turned out that Mark was his son, and Satan had come this time to make Mark restart his magic power and try to destroy the entire human world. However, at this moment, Mark couldn't care less about these things. If he continued to release like this, he would die of dehydration. Fortunately, a man came to his rescue at this critical moment, allowing Mark to pull up his pants. Although Mark didn't know what magic the other party had cast, he was sure that he was definitely a madman. So, Mark hurriedly left. Due to Mark's very honest personality, he was often bullied by his manager. In order to keep this hard-earned job, Mark could only endure it silently. Satan saw Mark being bullied and decided to restore his son's dignity, which led to the opening scene.